going to start the recording of this. So you need to give the consent to us. So we have interesting people who are going to join us. So this is, of course, no one other than me, right? So we will have Dr. Burhan from the Kalubovila Teaching Hospital, right? He is also an alumni of the Vitebsk State Medical University of Belarus. He, in his Act 16 time period, ranked, if I'm not mistaken, about 7 or 8. In the tough exam where only 10% of doctors pass out. So with us, we have Miss Madhushya, who is studying at the Vitebsk State Medical University. All of the students who I have are at the first year level. So she is a student from Lyceum International School. I'm very much sure that in 80 audience who are joining hands with me today, thank you very much for coming forward to spend this 1 hour. I'm sure that there are a lot of Lyceum students here who want to hear it out from her. Also, we have Sadhana, who is from Museus, and she comes from a doctor's family as well. So we have Sadhana, we will be hearing from Sadhana as well. And we have, of course, Wakisan, who is from Hindu College. So anyone from Hindu College here, probably you would have someone who is from your school who is going to become a doctor in the next 6 years, right? Before we start off first, let's see what happens when a student goes to Belarus, right? A lot of people here do not really think of what type of a country should I go when I want to study medicine. So it took us some time actually to work with some of these countries from the Eastern European side. And we found out that Belarus, which is located in this particular map, is a fantastic destination. Can everyone look at the screen and look at my 5 fingers to understand why this destination is awesome? Number 1, government hospitals. I repeat, number 1, government hospitals. Number 2, it's a government-backed university. So you have kind of a very great recognition when studying here. Number 3, this is a university or a country which does not give you restrictions to enter, such as a visa restriction where they have a visa interview or something like that. Number 4, may I are a show money kind of concept. You all know that there is a serious show money going around. You know that with the dollar rate changing, the show money double. That means, let's say to go to a country, you need to show 100 lakhs. Let's say example. Due to dollar rate becoming from 200 to almost hitting 400. To make my calculation easy, let's say that it's hitting 400. So a person who showed 100 lakhs now has to show 200 lakhs. Simple as that. Right? So these are the complications we had. This particular place does not have that. And the last one is they don't need IELTS as a requirement. So pretty straightforward in where you get into here. This area is one of the most cost-effective areas in Eastern Europe. It's a very nice country, a very beautiful country, a very peaceful country. I would say that you can walk in the road without any fear, even at night. We will hear it from students when they introduce us their experience of what they think about this country, right? So these are some of the photographs which you can find it on our website. These are some of the things on the university what you would see. So you're heading for a 6-year program recognized by all these main bodies. Over 300 doctors are already working in Sri Lanka since almost 1987. Okay, we have over 500 students from Sri Lanka actually studying here. And we have this career plan which students need to actually go ahead with. So you will have a 6-year program to go ahead with when you're going through your career. The blue boxes show you that you will not be working in a hospital or not be studying in a hospital, and the green buttons show that you will be in a hospital meeting patients. This is the difference between these two. Let's look into one of the directories that they are listed in WHO. They are also ranked according to the government University of 391 according to a ranking. Let me take you 2 minutes to talk about something on ranking. you should not worry about if a university is going to be at the rank of 300 or 450 or 700. It actually will not make a big difference. Do you know where is University of Colombo, one of the best universities in Sri Lanka? It is ranked maybe beyond 3,000-4,000. Do you know where is one of the most beautiful universities in the world? Not Sri Lanka, in the world. Peradeniya University is not having a very good ranking. That doesn't mean the universities are not good. If your university is in WHO, if your university is accepted in the GMC, if your university is accepted in the ECFMG, etc., I think you are all under control. Do you know where ranking matters? Do you know where ranking matters? Your ranking matters if you are going to go to a top 10 university. Then it matters. The ranking helps you in your profile to a certain extent if you are going here. If you are going to a top 10 university, ranking seriously matters. If you are going to a university other than this top 10, it really doesn't matter in a large scale if you are going to study in a 500 recognized university or a 700 recognized university, because every university speaks about their ranking which supports them. So it depends on how you would interpret the ranking, right? The university boasts about many buildings like this, and these are some of the pictures we have. There is a Sri Lankan office located to support all our students. Our students will actually talk about it. It's just 3 minutes from here. You can just put a walk from here, and you have pathways to go like this. Hostels are about 25 minutes walking distances, depending on which hostel, of course, you are going to get into. And this is the same scenery which I took during winter. So it's a fantastic destination if you like to study medicine. So this is the main auditorium. It has very interesting equipments to live stream, etc. These are some of the areas where students hang around, surgical equipments displayed like this, and so many things which happens here. This is the vicinity of the university at about a 5-minute radius, a 10-minute radius of walking around. Looks something like this. If you want to know how the classrooms looks like, it's like this. We are focused in 12 in a group classrooms. Let's hear from the students later. What do they feel about the classrooms as well? So anyways, I have a couple of students already with me. I would request if the other students also switch on their cameras. I can see Sadhana. I can see, okay, right. Let's get into something, right. Wakisan, how big is your classroom?
It's quietly it's big enough for 13 to 15 students at a time, but according last year they only allocated 10 students per group, and from this year they can accommodate around 13 students in a group because of the there are so many Sri Lankans here studying. So because of that, they put 13 students at a time in a group. So the groups are the classrooms are very good, very big enough to capable those 13 students.
Right. So how easy is it, like when you study sometimes within a small classroom? Do you have like one-to-one attention with your lecturers? How does it go?
Yeah, because the controlled amount of the students, all of the time we can get access of the teacher. The teachers they will care, they will educate individually most of the times. And for the language subjects, yeah, we can get the attention of the teacher if we have to build up a great conversation between the teacher and students and a great relationship between the teachers to throughout our university lifetime to get a good attachment with teachers. So because of that, normally there are only 10 to 13, so that we can have a good relationship with teachers, and also they will give us personal attention and they will clear our doubts always.
I see, right. Madhushya, how are you? Madhushya, are you in the same classroom or the same batch with Wakisan, or how is it? I think you're muted. Okay, you can unmute now.
Yeah, so I was from the first group which went to Viteps in for the September batch.
Okay.
So me and Sadhana, we are in the same group. We are in like the first few groups, not from
Right.
Pakistan. We are different groups.
Right. So how many are there in your classroom?
In our classroom, there are 12 students and all are Sri Lankans.
Okay. Yeah, there are 12
Yeah.
students and all are basically Sri Lankans. Okay, that's perfect. Right. So looking at the classroom situation, okay, you can see that they have access to stuff like the microscopes, right? They have their own desks, own chairs. Some of the classrooms have projectors, etc. Okay, Rajan. Dr. Burhan will later join in, and he also will share his experience of how things go on as well. This is my selfie in another classroom. So what I understood in Belarus is that classrooms differ according to sizes, according to groups, according to batches, according to subjects, and according to the lecturers as well. So you are not going to always have the same classroom. You will also have different classrooms as well. So guys, can you read this word here? Sadhana, how are you?
I got a little late to join.
No problem.
So this is
the teaching hospitals in Belarus, and this is when I once went to visit this particular place, and this is how the micro. Yes, correct. And this is how does the microbiology classes go? Has anyone experienced the microbiology lecturers classes? Anyone here?
Microbiology,
I think it will start for us in the later years. For first years, we don't have
It will start in the later years.
Yeah.
Right. So this is what is the minimum criteria to enter the university, right? I will take Q&As probably at the end after this discussion goes on. But in summary, I would say that the SLMC criteria is CCS for local A levels, CCS or CCD. You need, if you're coming to Sri Lanka, you need physics as a subject. Apart from that, you can have maths if you're not coming to Sri Lanka. So this is Professor Generalov. He is from he's a Russian graduate from one of Dmitry Mendelev's university, and I think all science students should know about Dmitry Mendeleev really well, right? So Dmitry Mendeleev was instrumental to get the periodical table across to everyone, right? So this is something which he is a person who is in a very interesting capacity, that he's a presidential award winner who is in the university for y'all, and he owns the world's third or second most expensive microscope, which I will show you as well. So this is how the classroom setups are. It's still small and it goes on like this. So you have very individualized ways of how you can get into studies and things like that. These are my experiences with this, right? Have any of the three of you all experienced dissections yet?
In the anatomy sessions, we are experienced with those cadavers, real cadavers. We usually in the anatomy sessions, basically the muscles, and when we go through CDS, CNS, we used to study with the cadavers in the whole of our anatomical sessions. So it's a bit used to us.
Right. So is it scary?
It's not scary. For the first time, you will feel a little bit bad, and with the time, you will get used to that. So it's no problem for you. Yes.
Sadhana, what about your experience?
actually, it's very interesting to learn with the cadavers because we get to like see the real things, and so we had CNS and CVS. In those, we are supposed to show the whatever nerves, the whatever veins and arteries they ask us to show it on the cadaver. So we are supposed to show it on the real cadaver. So it's very interesting working with the cadavers rather than working with artificial models. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is something which I think government universities, government centers who actually are giving these advantageous things have to find it like this. And what I saw is that I think you guys will all get real stuff, except for one or two things. And these are some general classrooms which I came across in Belarus. So students get the opportunity to go to operating theaters. If they are going to go and meet patients, they get to actually touch the patient physically. So that happens sometimes in groups wise. So one group has 12 in a class. Maybe you can go it as 6 and 6 like this. And pretty interesting to move with friends, colleagues, and try to learn like this. So this is something which I saw many universities will not allow this to happen, especially if they are private universities. That is to go to an ICU unit to meet patients who are very critical. But as long as you have a very senior professor with you, you can actually get involved. This particular professor is the country's award-winning surgeon. I don't know how old is he now, but when I met him, he was almost hitting 80s, and I met him a few years ago. So he's one of the most senior surgeons in the country as well. So our students get to experience, I think, with very serious senior type of lecturers. So when you're in Belarus, you will get to know that there are a lot of seniors who are there to help you. So let me take this opportunity to tell you in the 80 students that when you're in the university and you want to correspond with the alumni kyane kavada, usually passed out graduates. You need to know that there is an international department and there is a Sri Lankan office. This particular doctor who you see in the screen is Dr. Adib Hamid, an old Trinitian who is in Kandy. If there is anyone in our university, at the Wittem State Medical University, who is looking at how do I become a doctor by doing the PLAB exams, what should I do, what should I not do, what should I be careful of, how should I spend, sometimes you might want to get ready early. Why am I saying this? Because some who are in the university are looking at this video also. You need to get in touch with him. He'll definitely reply your messages on Facebook. If you want to get general information, you can speak to Dr. Dinesh. I don't know whether Dr. Dinesh is around there at the moment. Is he around there somewhere? No? Is he? Anyone? No. Okay. So if he's around, just let us know. Okay. So Dr. Dinesh works for the university and for the Sri Lankan office. He was working in Sri Lanka and he is specialized in the European Union side. He's hoping to actually work in Germany soon. So this is an example of how do these doctors come into action. Why does this point actually help is you need to study in a university sometimes where there are good seniors and seniors who have left the university and joined the alumni. Now, if someone comes and asks me, sir, can I find a doctor who is in Bahrain? I want to move to the Middle East. I will give you contacts. Sir, can I find someone who has gone to Canada? I will give you contacts. You know how old is this university? This university is approximately 100 years old. It's about 90 odd years, approximately 100 odd years old. Do you know when did the first Sri Lankan study here? In 1981. He's a consultant now in Sri Lanka. Do you know because of him, when did this enter the SLMC? In 1987. Since 1987, we have 300 plus graduates only in Sri Lanka who will help you. Where are the rest? So where are the rest? The rest of the people are in different countries in the world. So you need their opinions after the third year, fourth year, second year. We have a good amount of students to actually meet and talk. So these are other pictures which we have. And these are certain, little things which I have taken. All the students will look into the library. So Madhushya, have you checked out the university's library? How are the books, English medium books? Are there enough books? Yeah, Madhushya?
We haven't gone to the library much. We have gone twice or thrice to get our classes done. And there are also self-studying libraries where you can borrow books. Yeah, you can borrow books with your student cards. I think you have to wait till you get your student cards. And yeah, there are enough of books and there are enough of reference books you can get to know about stuff. There are.
Okay, right, cool.
Yeah.
There is a very interesting question by I think a parent or someone. What language do I speak to the patients? Definitely not English. It's definitely
It's
the
not.
native language, and the language is definitely Russian. I'll just tell you a small scenario where our university students who came to Sri Lanka went for the practicals of the ERPM exam. Guess where did they do the practicals in Sri Lanka? You know that there are 4 parts in the ERPM exam. There is a serious viva, there is a serious practical thing which you will have to actually perform in front of a senior professor with patients. Do you know where was the students taken? A group of students were taken to Jaffna. What language do patients in Jaffna speak? Tamil. Which doctors were able to take the language as an advantage for themselves? For people who actually knew the language, they did their practicals very easily. There is no favoration which happens. It just gets divided equally when you want to go to practicals according to the professors. So the feedback which students gave, and I also have it on video in an interview, I'll be uploading those videos later, that they said that if you have the knack of becoming a doctor, it's good to study more languages. Then you can reach to the patient. So answering the question, which was done, you have to actually know Russian, and the university will teach Russian in the university itself. Sadhana, how is the Russian classes and all in the university?
It's actually really good. We got the same teacher for the last semester and this semester also, and she was very good. And they're like the teaching is actually very good. And she also like reads us now. She reads us texts, and we are supposed to translate them into English. And if we don't understand, she's always like, "Feel free to ask a question." And so it's actually very good. The teaching.
Interesting. So these are
Yes, and
experiences
yeah,
which
we
people
have to
have.
learn the language.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's an advantage not only to know that not only to talk to the patients. I mean, tell me, you all three, when you all are commuting, do you need the language at the supermarket, to bargain, to go to a shop? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
so
we don't get
probably
people who talk English much here.
yes. This is a country
So
where people actually don't talk English. They talk in Russian. So even my experiences, even when I go in an Uber, right, to get an Uber, to order an Uber, I basically need to know some Russian. So that is taught in the university, is a very advantageous thing. Do you guys use Google Translate? Wakisan, you all use Google Translate?
Yeah, sometimes when we use hard Russian, we have to use Google Translate. But we just completed our first year, so we have Russian lessons for 2 more years. From the first year to to the end of the third year, we will have Russian lessons in the university. So I think we can catch up a lot more in upcoming years. But here, Russian language is almost mandatory to move in public places as well as in university, because some teachers they are not so much fluent in English. So especially the Russian teachers, so we have to communicate with them at least in the basic Russian things. And learning a language is always a step up for us. So if we know Russian, we can apply Russian in most of the countries in the top part, in the north side of the Asia, like, and the Europe countries, like even starting from Russia to end of the Georgia, Armenia, also we can use Russian languages. So
You can use Russian, exactly. Yeah.
using. Yeah.
So Russian is one of the 6 languages recognized by United Nations. There are 6 languages: English, Russian, Chinese, which is Mandarin, 3, Arabic, 4, Spanish, 5, French, 6. If you have these 6 languages, you are one above others, the more you know these languages. Right. Now I'm going to come to a very important thing. Right. I want the 3 of you all to give me your honest opinions of what's happening. A lot of people ask about like how is the safety in Belarus and things like that. Now, what was very disturbing is when I came across certain advertising material, and I'm actually going to show you a very interesting advertising material I came across, which is this. For the purpose of my viewers, I need to be very ethical in what I do. I have actually not shown who is doing this. So I have actually covered their mobile numbers so that I am going to be very ethical, that I don't want to give publicity to anyone, or neither I want to give negative publicity to anyone. So they are a group who is promoting a particular university like this, which is not a problem. You can promote any university you want. But a problem is that they say this is no warfare like in Russia and Belarus. So we have 2,000 odd students, close to. In 2000, we have about 1,500 studying medicine in Belarus. 1500ක් මේ මොහොතේ medicine ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. Medicine ඉගෙන ගන්න ගොඩක් කට්ටිය ඉන්නේ මේ ළමයින් ඉන්නේ විටෙක්ස් ප්‍රාන්තයේ. හැබැයි medicine හැරෙන්න, I have lot of students who are studying also management engineering in Belarus. We have over 1,500, 1,600 students studying here. But I have seen some people actually saying that Belarus is a war zone, and I always tell, you can talk to our students and find out actually what happens here. So Wakisan, how is the environment actually there? What would you actually say on the general environment in Belarus?
Yeah, to we have one line sentence is always better than Sri Lankan situation. So there is no war situation. The war news in the early, I think, it started on the when we studied our first year. And just now we completed our first year. So in the first year, there is no more war situation is happening here. Just it's like always before we came here. It's not the war didn't start, and then the news only came, but nothing happened here in this country. And always we face the normal situation. For 2 weeks, police just they put some kind of cops in the road base, but that only. After that, we didn't feel any kind of war situation. And some news they spread that they want to supply some products to Belarus and those regions, but we didn't have any kind of shortage in items. We can always purchase the items. And withdrawing money from Sri Lanka was also not a big task for us, because some kind of banks provided the service until the every time, so we can able to get those money also from Sri Lanka. And we didn't experience any kind of war situations here. It's always peaceful and normal situation. We can.
Right, Madhushya, what would you experience like? Does your parents have a fear or something like that? How would you tell it?
So this was the thing, like as always, as all parents, they were also worried, they were also asking so much of questions. But as students, as from our side, we were trying to keep them calm, like because it was actually nothing happening here. We were going to university, coming back from university in public transport. It was so calm and peaceful. We didn't have any problems here regarding war. But the news which was going outside was like, there are wars happening, there are problems. But the truth is, there was nothing. We were having a normal, peaceful life here. So we always made sure to tell parents what's happening here, and we used to send the videos and photos. And to my parents, they didn't have any issues.
So right, okay, that's interesting. Sadhana, how is it from your parents' point of view and things like that?
Actually, like even though even though they say that there's a war going on, actually we don't even feel that there's a war, because we don't have any problems going on, because even when we go to the shop, everything is there, the food is there, there's no increase of the prices also. But there was a little issue with the MoneyGram, because of the war. MoneyGram restricted getting money from countries like the United States and UK, but still, like we can get money from Dubai and Middle East countries, so that's also not an issue. Overall, I mean, even though they say there's a war going on, actually we don't feel it. We're actually totally fine here. And even my parents were nice. Yeah.
Right.
No
So
problem.
how do you actually manage your expenses, like let's say, how do you manage your expenses to wash clothes, pay your rent? Now, I believe you all are in a private apartment. How do you manage the expenses in that? How does the transaction happen? Anyone?
So, like in my case, I had two cards from two different banks. So there were always problems with, I think, commercial bank and all to get money withdrawn. But normally Sampath Bank was always there for us to get the money withdrawn. We can get around roughly 300 BYM per week. And it was far more than enough for a normal student to get, like, who doesn't party too much, but a normal life where you can get your groceries done, you can go for transport, you can get your university stuff done. Like it was quite enough. Yeah, if we talk about the rent and all, it was fluctuating for some students due to some dollar rate issues, but mostly it was around a fixed amount where we could manage. If you know how much it goes for you, you can manage per month how much expenses you get.
Right. So do you all take the bus, the season ticket? Do you all pay, like, how do you all pay, or do you all go on Uber, or how does it happen?
Normally,
Well,
yeah, Sadi.
Oh no, these days I'm actually taking the bus, and because I mean, it's easy to go in the buses, and also we have specific apps like Yandex Maps, Yandex. It's very useful. Like we can get to know at what time the bus is coming to the specific bus hall, how long it takes to get to the bus hall, and how many meters are there to walk. Everything is there in the app, and it's very easy. And like this, we are actually taking the bus because it's sunny and it's easy, and it's just 80 capex, and it's very easy. But when it comes to taking a taxi, if there's like 4 people, we take a taxi. If the fare is reasonable, we share the price and we take a taxi and go. And also there are apps for those also, like Oplate. We can Oplat. That means we can use the app to pay. We put our student card into the app, and we just have to type the whatever price into it, and we just can use the app. We don't need to carry money. So when we're using that,
Very good.
so yeah.
So how are the petrol queues in Vitebsk?
There are no
Actually, there
petrol
are no
queues.
petrol queues.
You can go
Nothing.
pump petrol and you can come. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I was just joking. So I mean, I think I wonder where is Dr. Burhan. We're waiting to hear from him. So I was very curious to know. I mean, when I'm in Belarus, I need to see this app where you monitor the train, buses, because I mean, this is actually the sign of transforming into something called a smart city. In a smart city, you can track a lot of things. You know, you can track many things. In some countries, there are apps where you can track whether the bank is having a long queue for the counter or short queue and go to the bank. It just makes things very efficient. So the first place which I actually experienced this was in London, and I was shocked to see that every bus can be monitored and every bus is actually incorporated with the app. You can see the speed they are traveling and you can see what time they will come. So you don't have to waste time in the bus hall. It's nice to see that the university is, the country is actually having such developments and things like that. So that's really awesome. Going with this on the safety of Belarus, I would like to also inform parents that I mean, if there is anything which is dangerous there or something like that, definitely we will play a strong role to get the students from there, and we will definitely work hard. But at the moment, we've experienced that there is no such serious thing which is going on. Right, let's go ahead a couple of minutes and we'll get to some serious Q&As as well. So these are some of the pictures I have, and I need you all to show your area how the hostel and things look like. So these are some of the dissection areas we have. This is Professor Generalov's personal department, where he has all the microscopes, and this is said to be one of the third world's most expensive microscope, which is sold at $500,000 US in his personal department. So this is Tisuri, who is also a Lyceum student from Nogegoda, I believe, checking it out. Hostels in the section look exactly like this. These are the government hostels which are there. these are the government hostels, which actually are for students who want to stay in the government purview. When I say government purview, dear students and dear parents, don't think it is inside a parapet wall. It can be like this. Don't think that this is the boundary and the university is here and I need to go to the hostel, which is here, and I will come back. No, it is not exactly like that. Why I say that is because most of our schools in Sri Lanka, our hostels are like this. It's inside a location. But I think even in NSBM Green Campus, if your classrooms are here in the NSBM Green Campus, your hostel is here. Lecturer's hostel is here. So it's walking distance, something like that. But this is not like that. This is basically exactly like your university is here. You have to go to the government controlled hostels or the government authoritative hostels where it is under the university. Students who feel that there are certain disadvantages here where the rooms can be small, the place can be noisy, you don't have privacy, you have the liberty to actually go to a private apartment and share the rent with someone. That is totally understood. We at IMC will give you both the options to look into. This is going to be a little expensive. This is going to be a little affordable. This option can be affordable because you're going to pay just one rent for the government. This has taxes. This has the fee paid to the lawyer's agreement. This has the heating cost, electricity cost, water cost. So there is so much of things here. This is basically a hostel apartment which we will have between 2 or 3 people, right? That's how it goes. So when I went there, I came across some of these hostel models. So this is something what you will get if you're going to the government hostel. And this is how the kitchen areas and things like that looks like in the government side, including there are study areas, study halls, washing machines in the ground floor. Now this is a study area. So people will find it hard to study inside the class, inside the hostel rooms when they are staying there, because it can be noisy. By naturally, it can be noisy because you're with a friend and next to that room, there is another room. So it goes on like that, but you can come here and actually study. And if you want to wash clothes, you are all going to use all these washing machines. So you need to pick up a time where students don't come here, maybe morning, maybe early morning. Maybe when the batches have gone to the university and your class is starting in a different time, then you can wash clothes. So you need to find out things like that. Okay. Anyone here where I can check out like how your layout in your rooms are? Anyone wants to show their rooms?
I'll show
Who
you.
wants to go? Okay. So you all two are in the same location, is it? Sadhana and Madhusya?
We are around 5 minutes walking distance, 5 to 10 minutes walking distance.
Okay, I see. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So if you take my room, it's just a normal room. It's quite big compared to other people's room. It differs from apartment to apartment. This is a study area, and there's a balcony. And
Okay.
other than this, outside of the room, there is a washroom, which is like this.
Okay. Wow, you have a tub. You have a tub there.
Yeah, all the apartments have a tub.
Yes, yes. Hostels don't have a tub. So some people think the hostels have a tub. It has a radio. It has a TV. I said, no, it's a hostel. You're not going to get all that luxury. Yes.
So yeah, this is a kitchen where two of us share this kitchen. You get the washing machine, you have the oven, you have the fridge. Everything is provided.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
cool.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Sadhana, what about you? Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'll show around with my phone because okay, so even I have a balcony and that's my balcony and this is my room. It's pretty spacious and if I go out and
What is this? Okay.
We have a balcony and there's a fridge. We got this. And yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice. Pakistan, how is it happening there for you?
Yeah, I can show my room if you want. Yeah, this is my room. Actually, basically, this is the this is my room. It's a simple setup here. I think this is better than the hostel. But I can show. Yeah, you know how a bachelor's room looks like, so that I can show the entire house to you at the moment because we have exam visas and it's a mess to clear up all this. So
Right.
it's the room. Yeah.
So Pakistan, now from your joint, from where you are, how do you commute back to the university? How long is the distance?
Yeah, it's for me. I am so closer to the university. I can walk in the winters too. It's around 7 to 10 minutes walk. So
How much is the rent in LKR?
yeah, in Lankan rupees, it's around 25,000 per month. Only the rent, 20 to 25,000. In US dollars,
How much is the total? The rent, the water bill. How much you will totally pay once the whole bill comes with everything?
It depends on the season because in winter seasons they will turn on the heaters so that we will get utility bills much more than the summer and autumn seasons. So in winter seasons, yeah, I can the rent I can say it in dollars because it's the currency is so it's not flexing these days. So 80 US dollars per month for me for this apartment.
Right.
Yeah, and then utilities, it's in summer days it's around 50 to 70, and in winter period it's 100 to 130 like that.
Okay.
In
Now,
Belarusian rubles, yeah.
Belarusian ruble, right? Okay, Madhushya and Sadhana, how do you guys organize your cooking? Do you cook at your hostel or how does it happen?
It depends. Like when it's around exam time, we roughly get time to cook, and also we usually get it from outside. And mostly we at least make some curries and go so that we can come home, make a rice or make something like a roti or something, so you can have it soon. So we manage it like that.
Do you like, if you make a curry, do you make like a little large amount of quantity and keep in the freezer and you do it?
Yeah.
Every student in abroad will do that.
Everyone does that. Okay. Do you have how do you heat it? Do you have a hot plate, microwave?
Yeah, we have microwave.
Yeah. We like cook for like about 2-3 days at once, and then we heat it up and eat it when exams are close by.
Okay. Sadhana, I think you have to mute your other device, the laptop, I think.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay. Now, do you go to the supermarkets to buy vegetables? How are the prices at the supermarkets?
We go to the supermarket. It's like there are markets open, but if you know to communicate and if you can get the stuff done, you can go to the markets. But mostly, I would say supermarkets are way more convenient for students, for foreign students, and they are very helpful.
Right. And like, let's say now, apart from going to supermarkets, and apart from that, what else do students usually do there? Like when they go out, what else should they like do?
We have so many things to do here because it's we have so much of students, Sri Lankan students here. Particularly in our semester, there are around 200 Sri Lankan students, and in this university currently there are 600 universities Sri Lankan students studying here. So only from Sri Lanka. So we can we have so many things to do, just so shopping, and then we have so many we can play. We will play. In summer days we almost play cricket on the every other days. And we have cultural events, every sport events. Yeah. And
Cool.
yeah.
Tell me all the sports you guys get involved with.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Okay, Sadhana, yeah.
Yeah, we have futsal, and then we have badminton, we have basketball, then we have cricket, and we can do swimming in private. So yeah, there's a kind of variety of sports. Badminton.
Madhushya, what
yeah.
do you do?
I haven't joined any sports or yet, but I was always into the dance, mixed feet. There's a group for
Mixed feet,
dancing
yeah.
people. Yeah, mixed feet.
Yeah.
So I've been like going on with it for 1 year. It has been a nice journey. It's like there are
Yeah.
people who can dance, there are people who cannot dance, but there's no such like division between us. We dance what we like. It's very nice. We have so much of events.
Right. Okay. Wakistan, what sports do you do?
Yeah, I played cricket for my batch in the last tournament, and yeah, we can. And badminton also I played this time, and yeah, every sport that Sadhana mentioned, except swimming, we have tournaments each and every year.
Yeah.
So every year we will play a tournament, and like a tournament, it will happen like professional tournament, and it will awarded by.
I saw him around. Dr. Burhan, are you there? Right. I don't see Dr. Burhan yet unmuted. Fine. While this is going on, I am going to.
I've been here for a while.
Into, some
Hello,
of the...
I've been here for a while. I
Okay,
just
doctor.
thought that it's
Yeah.
let them. It's a good thing that they're actually sharing their experience. It's different from what my views are completely different.
So where
from
are you,
what
Dr. Burhan, at the moment?
I was waiting in a fuel line. Unfortunately, didn't get fuel. That's a sad story that's happening in Sri Lanka. But well, I was listening to what they were saying about the difference between apartments and hostels. I still would, if someone asked me, if a parent would ask me what they should go for, my first bet would be a hostel. But that being said, my cousin is actually in an apartment. Who's actually studying at Vitev State Medical University. But again, I feel hostel life is a completely different sort of experience. I think because you're not alone. Otherwise, what happens is, when you're in a hostel, you have seniors with you, you have juniors with you. When you're bored, you can go and, talk to someone. Especially when you're homesick, you can go and meet people, do things together, go to the hostel, hostel study hall. There's a canteen there. Also, I think apart from that is, like whenever you don't have any books, you can always go, ask someone else from another group. When you have doubts, you want to ask from a senior, you can go to the senior. Especially when it comes to controls and all, there are some questions that, seniors would, have a lot of experience. So that kind of exposure you get in a hostel, which you will never get in an apartment. But again, that being said, obviously, like the way they have already said, the quality of life. Obviously, you have to share a room with another person. The bathrooms are not in the best of condition. Kitchens also are not in the best of condition. So obviously, I understand from what they are saying. But again, I'd still, if I had to redo it again, I would still go into a hostel because that experience is different.
Exactly. I'm going to hit the nail on that particular matter. Can all the there I see you in the vehicle. Right. Let me add a spotlight to you and done. Guys, can you all check the screen which I'm sharing? I just came down to a video which is hosted by Dr. Burhan himself and Sarah Habutantri. I'm just going to open a particular video here, which is here. Just check what happens here.
Very simple and quite.
Okay, so let me tell you the context here. The context, I want every parent, every student to check this out. As you know, we have huge number of students in Sri Lanka, and we regularly work with the alumni to develop the university, Belarusian education, etc., etc. So the International Medical Campus was a regular sponsor for the alumni event, and we invite all the doctors to come here. They have not only to be doctors, they can also be medical students during the vacation. So even if Wakisan, Madhushya, or Sadhana, you guys are in Sri Lanka, you also can come here. We didn't have it last year and the previous year because of the issues. We have it even before that year, right? At this moment, I have Husna Walid, who is now Dr. Husna Walid, who is from Girls High School, Kandy. Husna Walid is being questioned here, and this was hosted very, very beautifully by Dr. Burhan himself and Sarah Habutantri. Sarah is going and asking a question because they were asking random questions from students there. Sarah Habutantri was asking a question from her, who is, I think, in the 6th year by this date, or 5th year. Husna, if you want to go back and change anything in the university life at Vitebsk, tell me what would you do? And she thought about it and she said, I'm paraphrasing what she said, okay? She said that I was in a government hostel. I later changed to a private apartment. I wish if I can go back to the government hostel. And even Dr. Burhan said the very same thing now. The government hostels experience and the fun and the entertainment is, of course, a memory which lasts a lifetime. So this is just less than 56 seconds. Checked out.
The question is very simple and quite generic, I might add. So, if we reverse time and you had to go through med school all over again, God forbid that happened, what would you change and why? Yeah, absolutely. Based on your personal experience, just tell us all what you would change and why.
I think I would have not moved out from the hostel because after I moved out, I got too comfortable and I think I really missed my hostel life, so I think I wouldn't have done that. So, yeah, that's my opinion.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Did you listen what she said? Her life got too comfortable when it came into the government hostel. So the private apartment. So she opted actually there. So dear students who are going for the comfort, please be aware of these kind of things when you are there. Right now, I'm going to just move the
India,
questions.
I just want to add something, right? Even though like even Husna who's Dr. Husna at the moment, right? Even though she said that this, even what I said, I mean, again, now what I would want the parents to understand, these things when you go into a medical university, right? You need to settle as fast as possible, right? And if you feel that your son or daughter is going to have a hard time in the hostel and that will affect him or her in doing his or her studies well, then obviously there is no question you need to move them into an apartment, right? So I'll tell you this straightforward. When I went into uni, I went into the hostel, obviously, right? So I remember, even though when I went, I had got very good results, I found it very difficult to adjust. Right, one thing I had to share my room. One thing I had roommates who were, had a very weird sleep schedule. They would sleep. They would sleep at around in the afternoon and stay up the whole night. And they would watch movies. And I didn't have the perfect roommates, but I adjusted. Right. So my point being, I had to go through a lot of hardships to realize how I am going to study. Right. So based on all of that, again, it all depends. The most important thing is you're going to medical uni and you need to figure out what you can do in the university. What is the best thing that you can do? So that if by any chance the students feel that they need to actually, they need to actually go into an apartment and that's the best way forward. Yes, that is absolutely true. I think all three students who have actually gone there, I completely understand, because if this actually helps them to make sure that they're following their medical dream in the best possible way, that's the best thing, I guess.
Cool. Dr. Burhan, if you can help me with this question specifically in your understanding. So one Mr. Balasingham has asked, or Ms. Balasingham has asked, in case if we want to do the internship in Belarus, question is, do we need to pay or do we get paid? Because I know in some countries, both systems happen. How does it happen in Belarus, up to your knowledge?
So in Belarus, you have to pay, right? Because it's like this, right? Now, the internship in Belarus is like an internship which we do in Sri Lanka, but it has a few restrictions. I don't have to lie to you, right? It has a few restrictions. You do not take the complete responsibility of the patient, right? And therefore, you are paying to get that sort of experience. Whereas students who are in Belarus who are doing the internship, obviously they don't pay at all, right? They don't pay at all. But the students who are actually, students who are actually from the foreign faculty, when they finish their 6th year, right, they obviously have to pay, right? Now in Sri Lanka, the internship is such where you have to sit for an exam, right? After you get through that part A, right, you sit for the part B and part C, right? And as soon as you finish, only then based on your rank, you go for your internship. So that internship is 6 months rotation on medicine. So that is either medical track, that is medicine or internal medicine or pediatrics, or the surgical track, which could be general surgery or gynecs. So you do those six months, and then your internship is over, that 1 year of internship. But in Belarus, the internship will go from cardiology. If you're doing, for example, internal medicine, you do cardiology, then you'll do pulmonology, then you'll actually do neurology, you will be doing infectious diseases. You see, the spectrum is a little even more advanced. You do a little extra. So because of that, you in the internship in Belarus, it is qualified. It is recognized by the General Medical Council, that is actually in UK, but you have to pay for it. You don't get paid for it.
Cool. I think that was spot on clear, right? Going to a couple of minutes to finish this and come into some of the services given by Sri Lankan office and the Belarus office. I would like to take you to this picture. I think Dr. Burhan, I used to get these pictures from you. I will come to the questions later. Guys, do you know that Belarus had electric buses long time back? And I think these buses are still there. This picture is from 2011.
Yeah.
And this picture is it's pretty old. It's 2011, and I was just imagining that they have been ahead of time. So we have this, and we have coaches, trams. So do you all use these kind of things? How does it happen?
Yeah, we are using those.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Do you pay by a card or do you pay coins? How does it happen?
Yeah. You can. The app Oplat, we can use the app, or we can pay from money. It's our choice.
We have both the options.
There you go.
Yeah.
We have both.
I actually want to ask the students, the prisoner is not available anymore.
Trolley buses? No, those are available. Those are available.
Yes, okay. So during our time now, these people are having apps and all. We didn't have apps and all. Okay.
I don't know whether you were there online. They said that like in London, they can actually see the time the bus is arriving at the exact halt and even go to the halt.
Via an app?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I remember what we used to do is we used to take a photograph of the timetable. They are very punctual. One thing about Belarusian timetable, like in a sense, they're on time.
Very punctual, yeah.
Very on time. So I remember when we used to go to actually the Jada Balnitsa, and there are these different hospitals, right? I remember very well that we would have photographs of the bus timetable, what time it's supposed to come. So accordingly, we leave the hostel, So I remember that system was there. Another thing what we used to do was every month we used to buy a Prisnoy. So it's like a season pass, right? We buy it. I remember those days it was around $8 to $9. And with that Prisnoy, we had access to any of them. That is the trolley bus, which is actually the one that runs on electrical. Then the afterbus, which is, the one that runs on gas. And the trams, which are the coaches. So we could go in that whole month wherever we want using that Prisno, which was around $8 to $9. Or you could, if you're not getting that, you could opt in paying every time and going. But then again, it depends. Sometimes the bus conductor forgets to take if you're only going for 1 or 2 stops. Things like that are there. But in Minsk, it's quite advanced. In Minsk, there is no bus conductors. You have to, stamp you have to go and stamp the ticket, whatever that you take. So that's all the Prisno. So those are the normal systems. I mean, it's nice that things have advanced to such an extent.
That's really amazing news. And remember, guys, these long buses.
Yeah,
Isa the
October.
content. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is another one I took somewhere, right? Pretty exciting to see this stuff. So students have the opportunity to be part of extracurricular activities. There are leadership seminars, sessions, doctor workshops. You can present stuff at the United Nations, get a certificate from them. So our students have gone to many conferences, even in Geneva, even in New York, etc. And once in a way, you all can go out, enjoy a meal at McDonald's or things like that. Don't miss out the notice boards in the hostel. Don't miss out the notice boards in the university. If you want to take money, you can actually come across this ATM, which is at the lobby area. And we show respect to everyone who follows anything there. And the Buddhist cultural activities are very lively, including the quarterly conducted Pirit, which is happening in the university. We've been so sophisticated that we taught Kottapura for the Russians. So මේ වෙලාවේ මේ කොට්ටපුර තරඟට මේ රෂියන් අයත් සහභාගී වෙනවා. So it is that sophisticated when it goes here. So Kale Vilas, Mahasivaratris have been a very colorful atmosphere also in the university. There are a lot of Sri Lankan students, Indian students as well. May I know if there is a Sri Lankan embassy in Belarus? No. You don't have an embassy. We will get you the visas directly with the immigration. And these are some of the pictures from there. And 92 to 94, 95% are Catholics in the country, and they have a major celebration for Christmas. And about 20% of students are Muslims, Arabs, etc. So they have kind of like their celebrations as well here. So going ahead, there is a lot of things happening in the uni. These are some parties. These are some parties which I also participated when I was there. So I know that the university is very colorful and vibrant in every aspect. Sporting wise, even martial arts, karate, these kind of things are there. Like what they said, there is futsal for soccer and things like that. There is a ladies cricket team, etc. There are people who play all types of sports, whatever they can hear. So this goes on like this, and you get the opportunity to travel during your holidays or for workshops given or invited by other people from other countries. And this is an interesting session for people in the government hostel. In Sri Lanka, we call this kuppi. You know, Singaling kyane kuppi kiyala, kuppi session. So this is where the seniors come and teach you. Seniors love to teach. Any senior, and I recommend any student who is watching this, learn to teach. If you teach it twice or thrice, you really will remember and you save time in studying. That is one way of how I got to the profession of lecturing, because I was really bored at studying. I thought studying for 2 hours is not going to be my thing. If I can do something in 10 minutes, a summary, and teach, and I can teach this regularly, maybe I don't have to study. Out of that laziness, I later turned out to become a lecturer as well. So that's a very good way of how you can remember things. And don't forget, this is your dream of every parent, looking at your kids graduating, right? Looking at your sons graduating, looking at your daughters graduating, and the journey actually starts here, to be honest. It doesn't end up here. So I have a testimonial given by Dr. Burhan, mentioning all his teachers, tagging all his teachers. If you are a student from Lyceum Vattala, you will recognize some of these names here, Miss Gayatri, Sir Vasanta, these people from the Lyceum Vattala. I've met also these professors and I've taken some pictures from students as well here and there. I would really like to meet all of you all there in the uni. And coming back to all of this, do you guys know what is this?
That's the
what is this?
Library card, I think.
really,
Yeah, it's the library card.
yeah,
Belarus
library.
has the largest library of Europe, or one of the top 3 libraries of Europe, which has, I'm seriously telling you, 9 million books. 9 million books. I want all students to take this membership card. It costed me only $2. And I have access to my, I'm not going to take any books from here. I just wanted to show that, anyone can easily go and take. It took me about 10 minutes to get this card, and it just costed me $2 to have an access to one of the largest libraries in the world. These are some of the shopping
Green.
centers which, depending on, green. I love to go to green. It's around the corners, depending on where you're staying, probably a 5-10 minute drive in a
Yeah.
Uber or something like that. And don't miss out some of the interesting food they have there. And the Sri Lankan office, which I'm going to come to the Sri Lankan office by showing you the services we offer there from Dr. Dinesh and everyone with him. So I have done this last year. I think you can see my screen now. Hold on. So we were able to actually present these stethoscopes for students. This time I have a small problem that the prices of stethoscopes have changed. That is not actually a big problem. The biggest problem is that these are imports. I need to actually see whether we can get large orders. So if not, we will be giving everyone who registers a complimentary stethoscope. Dr. Dinesh is one of the most helpful people there in Belarus who will actually coordinate and organize the airport pickups from here. So we will be arranging that. We will put you into comfortable vehicles like this, depending on the size. So Dr. Dinesh will make sure that all the food is organized so that you guys are not hungry. You will be provided some food here, and you will be provided some meals also in the hostels like this. This is soon as you go there. And Dr. Dinesh organizes a breakfast session in the morning, the next day after you rest and come. These sessions are basically done to give an orientation to you to understand what are the other problems you have, what should happen next, etc. Like who wants to go to a pharmacy, who wants to buy currencies, who wants to exchange this, who wants to go and buy a power bank, etc. and things like that. And we need to get you guys organized with the materials like the scrubs, the doctor coats, the stationaries, the whatever you need. So that happens, and we look into regular orientations with the university. Thanks to Dr. Dinesh, who has provided all these photographs, also including the vaccinations, which I'm going to come into next. And Dr. Dinesh himself was one of the spokespeople for the bachelor's and the master's degree, which is a supporting qualification for people who are not coming to Sri Lanka and going abroad. If you're coming to Sri Lanka, I think your MD is more than enough, right? But if you're going to another country, you need to have this. So Wakisan, Madhusya and Sadhana, how is the Sri Lankan office there? And tell me like what type of support you all get from there.
Really helpful.
Yeah.
Really helpful.
Yeah, they are really helpful.
Yeah, even when
Friends
you
also, they
get
are
sick
really
or
helpful.
something. Yeah, even when you get sick, they
Yeah.
are there for you to help and all. To give
Right, okay.
advice and
And
all everything.
specifically when it came to the vaccinations, they were very organized with it. They put lists on specific dates with the time, and they sent us the addresses, and they were like, you have to go to this place, to this address, and we just have to get they just send the link of the address, and we can just put a taxi and go. So they were very helpful. And when it came to the visa, renewing the
especially
visa
the
and
exit
the
visa and
visa,
renewal
everything,
procedures.
yes, very helpful. Everything's very
Okay.
well organized.
Right. And how does the coordination happen? Like, do they have a WhatsApp group and you all have communicating in that? How is
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
the
we all
WhatsApp
have.
groups, and people are divided into
We have
like,
the student coordinators.
yeah.
right? You all have coordinators also with that, right? Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So guys, for those who are asking the fees and things like that, let us take another 5 minutes to give this summary, and you all can type your Q&As and I'm going to read it, and we will be probably done in the next 10 minutes. This is what you're going to pay in Belarus. If you take this as 6 years, 1 year out of this box with the cost of living, I calculate it at least to about 7,900 or 8,000 US dollars a year. This US dollars in 8,000 today is 29.5 lakhs in LKR, 29.5 lakhs. After I'm done with this, dear students, parents, please take a screenshot so you can see how this works. This 29.5 lakhs in LKR or 8,000 USDs has food, your cost of washing clothes, your insurance, your visas, your registrations, everything. When you want to get into this university, you need to come with a pre-medical program approved or the CCS which is there. There is a question, how much is the internship? It depends on how it costs, how it goes there. So it's probably a price which gets updated regularly. When you are coming to the 5th, 6th year, you might have to check it at that time. The local A levels is CCS, CCD. That is not enough. You need to also go through an entrance exam, and the entrance exam will have a biology, chemistry, and an English paper, and you will have a English interview most probably, right? So there is a question, what is the cost of pre-med? For those who don't come with A levels, a recognized pre-med will be 4,500 USD, which will go for about 11 to 12 months. You need to do a serious pre-med to get into the university, and your life continues here. If you ask me a question, do I pay this months? No, you have installments. You can also pay it semester wise. So some you can pay it semester wise. So this is how one semester will look. So students usually say, I'm first year, first semester, I'm first year, second semester, and things like this. Okay. Dr. Burhan, are you in with me? Okay. Can any of y'all answer this question, because I'm also not exactly sure. There is a student asking if I want to get the international driving license, how do I get it? Is anyone aware of it?
No, if you want to drive in Belarus, we don't need the international driving license. If you have the Sri Lankan driving license, you can translate it and authorize it, and you can use it.
Okay, right. Cool.
In Belarus, yeah.
Okay. So when you go, this is the hospital exposure which you get, and anyone who finishes their degree here will need to do a 1 or a 2 year internship in Belarus, depending on how fast they can finish the exams to go to other countries of their choice. The Sri Lankan office will help you with all of this. And if you come to Sri Lanka, you can register with SLMC and you can get yourself involved with the local teaching of the ERPM classes. We will connect you with the SLMC, we will connect you with some of these classes. Anyone wants to get the bachelor's degree has to inform us and inform Dr. Dinesh and his team. Somewhere between the 3rd and the 4th year, and somewhere between the 5th and the 6th year, you can also get into the master's or the MSc in research as well. This is an overview of how things happen. Can students take a screenshot of this? There was someone who asked me some time back, so how much is going to be the overall cost? Without the air tickets, be ready to spend 180 lakhs divided by 6 years. Be ready to spend about 180 lakhs divided by 6 years. 180 lakhs is LKR. If you want to ask me what will happen due to inflation or currency fluctuations, still I would say 180 comes to about 190, 195 lakhs. It won't be a huge amount like in Australian or Canadian universities. It won't be like that. Okay, can we pay monthly as well or annually? Depends on the things. There are some things you can pay monthly. There are some things which you can pay annually. Can everyone start posting your questions? I'm going to go through your questions one by one as soon as possible, according to the time frame which I have. Okay. Is there lab classes or USMLE classes taking place within the 6 years? Yes. We can give you the online classes and some of the trainings in the university after the 4th year. Do we only limit seats for September, Feb? Yes, your intakes are September and February. The seats are limited. Do you offer scholarships for results, and what are the requirements? If you have A grade results, you can obtain for a discount with us. And if you are in the university and you score above 70%, you can apply for a 25% off scholarship. Is it possible to work in UK with just an MD? No, you can't. You have to have the MD. You have to have the other GMC's requirement. You need to have an internship. You need to have all the PLAB exams passed. You need to have a PR, at least an application being applied for your citizenship if you want to work in UK. It's a process, but it can work out within about 3 years. So all this happens within that time period. Don't worry. What are the other? Okay, I answered that. Comparison of cost of living. Okay, right. Students, can you answer this question? All 3 of y'all or any one of y'all? What is the cost of living? If you can compare the hostel and the apartment, how much will you just spend on a monthly basis? Only for the apartment and that.
Apartments is
Apartment, it varies from the location, yeah. Location.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
it can be vary of from the location.
Let's make it a little easy that the private apartment is a 15-minute walk from the university, which I think it's reasonable. Okay, how will the costing be?
It's around 80 to 130 US dollars per month for a student.
How much?
80 to 130 US dollars, 130 to 150, 80 to 150. It's a maximum is 150 per student. It won't have
80 to 150 US
US
dollars.
dollars per month
Okay.
for student.
For the government hostel?
For the government hostel, it's around it's $850, I think, per annum. So you don't have to pay by month.
Year.
For the whole year, it's
Okay.
$850 US dollars. Yeah.
Okay. There is a question with regarding to pass rate of blood exams. I don't have the pass rate. I don't have a proper statistic on this. We need to check with the university. I would say that the overall pass rate of a blood exam is around 35, 40, 45. Then again, it depends on the papers we are referring to, which exam is going to be like which, and that's a basic average pass rate, I would say. The pleb pass rate does not really happen from which university you're qualifying from. It just happens sometimes who you are and how well you have actually practiced. Is there an entrance exam for all the students or only for students with CCS? Yeah, there is an entrance exam for everyone. Even if you're with 3As, you have an entrance exam. When will be the last day to apply for February intake? The intake is now even open. I cannot say the last date. The last date happens based on the seats, so you have to apply fast. You can enroll foundation programs. Okay, right. Yes, I understood. Yes. Do you prepare for those? We would prepare in some areas. Other areas you have online training actually, which you can take. Can students enroll for part-time jobs while studying medicine? No, I discourage that. But if someone who can balance their life with every aspect of what they do, depending on the part-time job, it could differ. Medicine is not where something like you can work part-time in KFC or McDonald's. It doesn't happen like that. If we need to specialize in one, like cardiology, what's the exact procedure? So after you finish your internship, you will at least have to have training in a university, a hospital, and also post-training after you become a cardiologist. Altogether, after you finish 6 years, it can take at least another 5 to 6 years. Do you accept international school students? Of course, yes. Call what is asked for entrance exam. Entrance exam doesn't have physics, it has just chemistry and biology. Did I answer everyone's exams or did I miss anything? So this session is very exclusive. It has almost gone beyond 1 hour. I thank everyone for participating. Very importantly, if anyone needs to get in touch with any of IMC people, staff, please get in touch with the counselors who have sent this link, who has created this link to you. Get in touch with them. Send your documents if you're immediately you want to look into it. And we have a lovely bunch of students who are waiting to welcome you. These people are ready to actually help you all there. They will tell you what are the do's, don'ts, what you have to be careful of. One question for, like, let's say the ladies, Sadhana and Madhushya. A lot of mums can ask, how safe is it for my daughter to go to Belarus? Like, how is the safety there? I'm honestly telling you, I took a video, it's somewhere in my lap, and I do show that even at 1 o'clock at midnight, even if you go in the road, it's pretty safe. Like, what's your experience?
I would say it's
very safe.
It's very safe. Like, we came 2 months
like
ahead.
These days.
Yes,
Yeah, like these days we are actually having a little bit of free time, so we go out to walk in the night because the sun is actually setting around 10 p.m. So we go out to walk, and even at 2 a.m. it's very, very safe. It's not like Sri Lanka. It's actually very safe. Sometimes I come home walking alone in the road and I feel very safe. There's nothing to worry. It's not like Sri Lanka. It's very safe. And like Madhushya said, since we came early last year, we came in June, and during that time, we used to walk with the seniors all around Vitebs early morning, we start to walk around 10 p.m. and we come home around 6 a.m. because the sun is also out and the climate is also really good. It's not too cold also. So yeah, it's very safe. I can
And,
tell that. I mean, yeah.
And the other thing is like
Madhusha?
normally it's way more safe for the girls, I guess. If it's for boys, random strangers will come and ask you for secrets and all. But if you're with a
Yes,
girl, it's like
yes.
it's so safe.
They won't behave like that.
approach
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
Yes,
they won't
yes. The
approach you.
boys have a little issue with the lighters. The strangers come and ask for lighters. That's all. But for the girls, no problem. Not at all. It's really safe.
When I was in Belarus, I mean, I made sure purposely I don't go with anyone there. I like to go and test it alone, and I like to talk to strangers, see whether they are going to help me get a taxi and things like that. And myself and Amila have always found that they are very helpful. They will definitely help you. They will show directions. They will make it very simplified to understand the language, then show you like directions. So I think it's an awesome experience there. So any final advice to our students, Vakishan, because we're going to close off now.
Okay, sure. I'll advise to come here because Belarus situation in Belarus is so good, better than Sri Lanka. According near these days, you can't get even essential items in Sri Lanka, but you can get all the items you want in Belarus. And if you want to move to a country, you can come here and get your education, and then you can move to another country with the qualification. So it's a right choice now. I will advise everyone to come, and if you need any questions or if you need any helps from us, there are so many seniors are here to help you. So don't worry about that and come here and contact us. We are always here to help you. That's all.
Correct. Sadhana, what do you feel?
Yes, I mean, come to Vitebs and experience it. It's a really different experience, and there's a lot of Sri Lankans here, so there's nothing to worry. And we are like one big family. If there's some issue going on, if someone is sick, definitely the seniors are there to help us no matter what. And it's safe here. The war, it's actually very safe here. No problem with anything. We don't have any issues going on. Everything is going smoothly. And yes, even the education is really good when it comes to extracurricular activities. Also, the university is like really good at it. It balances the studying and the extracurricular both. So like it's really good. So you should come here and experience it.
Awesome. Madhusha, what's your final remarks?
I would say, like always, don't expect too much. Like don't expect it should be too comfortable and everything. Just be ready to adjust to everything, so that at last you will be like everything is so lovely here. It's very peaceful. It's a nice country, nice people. They are not racist. Yeah, and it's a nice experience to be here. Like 1 year has gone, and we have enjoyed that whole 1 year. So I would like ask you all to come here and talk to us soon if you all recognize us or something. So yeah, and all
That's
the best
nice.
to all the ones who are coming.
Yes, that's nice because Belarus, I think it's known for its culture. They have nice European food. Some Indian restaurants are here and there around the corner.
Yes.
Some of the Turkish restaurants are there.
There's a
so
lot of
it's
pretty
interesting.
places.
So
there's a lot
you
of
can
places
have,
to walk, and we can take bicycles. Yes.
right. So you can have, good food. You can enjoy your time there. And I think it's really awesome. So thank you very much to all three of you all for allocating your time and, assisting us to actually see how things happen in Belarus. And I warmly, thank you. Thank the parents who are participating, doctors who are here, students who are here. And I hope to join you all. Let's see if the country's situation is good to actually come out for a holiday, probably end of this year. Looking forward to come and meet you all and see how things are. So I look forward to meet you, and good night to all our participants who are here. I will upload this soon, and I wish everyone all the very best. Thank you guys, and see you later. I'll catch you all later.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.